purpose of the Lord's Supper is to remind us His unconditional love for us. And as we live a Christian life, it is not always walking in smooth and rosy road. And there will be many times that will make us to question about God's love toward us, and especially to the individual who's going through the suffering. And while you're going through the suffering, I think Lord's Supper can really speak to you very loudly that through the cross on the Calvary, that you are unconditionally loved. So in any given situation, you don't have to doubt that, am I going through these consequences because God is not loving me? Or have I done anything wrong to Him so that I am going through this suffering? Yes, sometimes suffering is due to our mistake. But there are many sufferings in the life. You cannot clearly give the clear-cut answer. And I think Lord's Supper, the cross, and His death on the cross clearly speaks to us that He loves us unconditionally. And as we go through that difficult time, and then you have to be reminded that God who gave us His only begotten Son, and if there's anything else that is needed for our lives, He'll provide to us. And through the suffering, that also God's love will be affirmed to us, and then also that you will be sure that through this, God has a purpose. When you are sure of the love, I'm a parent, and when I train my kids, effect of the training can be quite different if you don't have assurance of love. And when you have assurance of love through the Lord's Supper, then as you go through the suffering, you know that God who promised with you to be with you unconditionally, He will be with you, and He's not going to let you go through suffering in vain. I think that's one of the purpose of the Lord's Supper. And another thing that I can think of purpose of the Lord's Supper is that when we go through the life, there's a lot of unfulfilled dream or broken dream. You have to face it. Lord's Supper reminds us that, all things are already given to us. Whatever is the best, God has given to us. That's just the Lord's Supper speaks to us very loudly. So that, to me, as I go through in the ministry, when things does not go, I go back to the cross. And then especially the Lord's Supper symbolically very strongly speak to me that as David speaks at the end of life, I believe that Psalm 23 was written the later day of his life, that my cup overflows. And to me that His love on the cross displayed and given to me are sufficient. So that all the rest of things that does not come in my way is just a bonus. And then I know in my mind that if it is needed for me to glorify His name and to do my calling properly, He will provide. If He doesn't, that means that I can go on without it. And so I think Lord's Supper is so important in that sense.